Hi buddy, welcome to My Time in Portia, episode 50 with me, Sid, and if you're wondering why you've got the intro screen on, unfortunately, due to a power cut, my little Scarlett interfacey thing between my microphone and my PC fouled up, and the sound was terrible. The entire recording for this episode was just Dopplering and high speeded up. It was horrendous. So, because this episode contains quite a lot of plot lines and it's not something I can just skip over, I am going to try and do something that I don't normally try and do, which is I'm going to try and do a voiceover for the video in post-processing. Now, I know a lot of YouTubers do this, I don't, and let's see how this goes. But yeah, I fixed the problem now, obviously, but back over to the video. Alright, so as usual, we're going to start off in bed, my favourite place, and usual thing, get up, head out, and I had some plans for this morning, which was because I'd realised that I didn't have to actually wait until the wound was over to propose, because we'd already got the maximum stars. But at this point I realised that it's taking a long time to load, and we have a cutscene coming. Spoiler alert, cutscene. Ready? Any moment. Who's this? Some fella. Don't reckon much to his taste in clothing, but he's got a good colour hair. And he's at the door. Yeah. Well, are you going to say anything, or are you just going to stand there gaping? Of course, at this point I decide to insult him. I can't believe it, I'll leave for a bit, my own kid forgets my face. Now, of course, Pa question mark, we already knew that he was Pa because we'd already seen it listed up at the top, but how long has it been? Gosh, 10 years? 11? What are you doing here? Some bad feeling here, I think. You normally don't. Don't be so cold. I just came back from the expedition to the Eastern Reaches and just wanted to see how you're doing. Well, I'm actually doing well enough, partly thanks to the workshop you gave me. Nah, it was all you. I just left you a shack. I knew you'd be great. Someone great, blah, blah, blah. Will you be staying at my house? Don't worry about it. I'll crash at Presley's. Okay? So, Daddy's back. And, well, that's kind of going to muck up my plans, isn't it? But it doesn't look up one of the plans, which is to go and get that little wedding ring that we stashed away in here, and then we're going to, well, at this point we need to go and find the unlucky lady. So off we go into town. Of course, at this point I've completely forgotten I can see where everybody is on the map. So, you know. Let's wander around the town aimlessly a bit first, because that's always the best way to do things. When in doubt, just sit there and wander aimlessly. It is so much easier than doing things sensibly. Oh, here we go, sensible. Let's get the map. However, in my usual fashion, I couldn't see a barn door when it's slap bang in front of me, and I'm struggling to figure it, but then I remembered that Sam normally goes to the abandoned ruins first thing in the morning, so off we go. Let's go find her and give her the good news. Oh, and the ring, obviously. So there's a lot been building up to this, and I still love the artwork in this game. Look, just sitting watching it back on screen rather than actually playing it, it's stunning. But of course, you know, oh, there's Phyllis looking good, but no, we have chosen. And I'm kind of curious because that was the school bell ringing, and school bell, well, I thought we hadn't finished the school, or have we? So let's go and check. So at this point we just head back down to the square to see whether the school has been finished, because, you know, our last thing we were doing, we were pulling things together, and it certainly looks like the school was finished, so let's go and check it out. The gate's finished, everything's back as it was. And strangely enough, everything's back as it was, exactly as it was before. Every single flaw and blemish is back, so, which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice if the artwork had been redone for the fixed stuff. Just, you know, Just saying. But anyway, this is not helping us. We need to go and wait for Sam, and well, surely she's out by now. Oh, I was checking, that was it. I decided to check whether there's anything news on that, but his store is still shut for eternity. And off we go. Let's go and see. Surely she's finished by now. I mean, come on, it's 10:30 in the morning. How long does it take to check out an abandoned ruins after all? But yeah, no, still not here. And I get a bit impatient and rant and waffle about things, as I do, because you know me, Mr. Waffly. And yeah, still no sign of her. And I'm going, come on, man, come on, I'm winding things. But we wait, and sure enough, here she goes, and we can do chat. Now that's a bit condescending. It gives me second thoughts about whether I want to go in. A little fellow. Pfft. But we go ahead anyway. And a little fellow becomes overdue, so I was waiting for this to happen. I'm so happy right now. And that's it. Proposal accepted. Now at this point I think, well, obviously proposal's accepted. Everything else has been superseded, and you get married the following day, so nothing else to go on, just get on with things and start poddling around. No, I had a date set for today, and she hasn't forgotten it. So that's the thing that happens, but in a moment, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened in the order it happened as well, which is things, I say, I normally don't do this kind of hoofer. Oh, there you go, 1 hour till date. Oh man, and she's waiting already, so at that point, we kind of get off with the date, and I think we're just going to, what's your plan? So off we go, and we'll cut to the other end of the date, and that's done. And cutscene, because it's the next day, and it's time for the happy event. I got dressed up for it, she didn't. It's typical, isn't it? But we've got everybody there, including uncomfortably all the other people I was dating. Not anything, and we get a little bit of a sermon, and then we get another one of those uncomfortable moments. As I pointed out, the thing, I seem to be wearing more lipstick than she does, which is a bit worrying. But there you go. But now we get to pick a preset how we're going to be addressed, and I think if I remember rightly I went for Angel at the end, because who cares. And believe it or not, that was it. We can talk to people, and we go and have a chat to a few people, and guess what, not a single one mentions the fact they're at a wedding. We can go and talk to all these people. Are you going to talk to your dad? No. Nothing about the wedding, it's just some random tagline. I can't help but feeling that this bit was skimped over. This could have done with a lot more personalisation, you know, and obviously, you know, at the wedding, the first thing I want to know about is pumpkin pie. But there you go. We can have a chat with her, and she's not really mentioning it, but we'll give her we can give her a bum bag anyway. Why not? And so put me work clothes back on. That's not me. And at that point, there really doesn't appear to be much point hanging around here. So we go and get on, you know, get stuff done, do things. Which is, you know, all good and great and everything. And trying to remember what we do next. So from a point of view, I personally think that was really anticlimactic. The entire thing was just like a cutscene and then a bunch of conversations. But there's a message, so maybe that's going to congratulate me. No, it's from the town hall, and it's telling me that we need to be in a meeting at 7 o'clock. Okay. So we've had this massive important day, and nothing much happened. I need to grab those. What was I grabbing those for? Oh, I remember what I was doing. So we decided that last episode we were looking at the various upgrades for our house, and I ummed and ahed about it. I decided to build a shed, thinking the shed would be pretty much that, a shed, you know, something where to stick all your storage and stuff, get it out of the house. So in we go. We'll get into the old catalogue and we'll have a look at the shed, construct it, and it tells us it needs all of those. We've got everything. We're a bit skint, but we've got the money. And then when you scroll out, we realise that it's actually a barn with space for animals in it. And I really don't have a lot of space for it, but I do have some baby cows. Baby cows. Oh, I'll say BB cow. No, I won't. So what we'll do is move the old stable, make room for the BB cows. And there you go. And then we'll go over here and we'll build the shed and we'll construct it in this corner over here. I'm still not sure whether this was the best idea. In hindsight, I probably should have just not bothered constructing it. So we're going to place it there. It tells us we can put food in and we can put the BB animals in, which is the BB sheeps and the BB cows. And there we go. So we get an upgrade done, and that was all nice. And while we're at it, I'm going to spend a little bit of coin. We did buy the not that flooring, hang on, it's over here somewhere. We bought the sword and shield flooring, and so I decided to buy the sword and shield wallpaper as well while we're at it, upgrade the house a wee bit. And yeah, you know, well, we've got to look after the place now, you know. There's 2 people living in that house. Well, 3 if you include the dog. Yep, wedding day, she's out jogging with her work colleagues. You know, that's what you do, isn't it? I know I did. And then it's put a little bit of stuff away. And we should, hopefully, with a little bit of luck, get rid of all of that. And I appear to have a whole load of other bits as well. Pick up the cows for the BB cows, which I am carrying in a very uncomfortable position over my head. And then there's a little arrow which you go and you go add animal, and you add another animal, and there's the BB cows. And then you've got the trough which you can add food to. Yay, food. I don't know why I went and looked in there. The best place to look for food in my experience is in the farming section, and we grab the wheat, I think, off the top of my head. There we go. Yeah. And we'll get that in the troughs. And they look very sad little cows, to be honest. Gives them 17 growth. Oh, right, I never noticed that when I was doing it before. It actually has a kind of a rating for how much growth you get out of them, which is really good. See, sometimes you spot things after the fact like that, which I didn't actually spot when I was playing it. So there you go. And I think, I can't remember what I'm doing here. I'm going to put some stuff away. It's not that. I was chucking. No, it's not. Come on. There you go. I always click these things wrong, but we managed to get rid of the dross out of our inventory. And probably don't need to carry all that stuff, the gifts now, because, you know, I'm kind of married man. I can't go around flirting, can I? And then it's a matter of get the wallpaper on. I wish it was this easy in reality. once you've found somewhere to put it anyway. And click. And click again. I'll tell you something, my decorating would be a hell of a lot easier if it was that easy in reality. Still need to figure out how to get rid of that rug though, that's the one thing, and I think there's a vacuum cleaner tool you can buy which we may have to get, and that sucks it up. Oh, and now straight away cutscene. She can't wait to meet him. I'm not overly things, obviously. Okay, brief and to the point. So at that point, now I happen to know what the, because I've kind of checked wikis, but I happen to know what the plans are and stuff. Anyway, I went mining because we need some titanium, but we didn't get it that time around. And obviously Gail's going to introduce us to Daddy and the town. The town's doing pretty well, blah blah blah. So the old townsfolk, and yet he doesn't look that wrinkly himself. Obviously he's not grey like Russo. He's an old grey-head, or like me for that matter, to be honest. Blah 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 blah. When I told my son to come here, I really felt that this town would welcome me with open arms. Thank you for all for taking care of him. I think I've pretty much taken care of them. Okay, and then we get on with the old stories and all about the world and yada yada yada, Murgle Murgle Murgle, Eastern Reaches, things I can't pronounce. That's the Beggar Dan thing. Yeah, I struggle doing those, playing it on that one. But yeah, AI machines and strange creatures crawled all over the land. AI machine? Oh, we didn't really get to see much, but it seemed like they were following a hierarchical structure. Well, very interesting. This is the big announcement. You know, there's nothing really to say. If you stick around, we'll have some free Nori burritos on offer thanks to Martha. Well, I'm always prepared to put aside my differences for a free burrito, so there you go. I'll let you glad your pa's back. So in the end we only captured 2 pirates, the captains and the rogue knight all got away. And Django told me that if he didn't let the knight go, more of the town would have been damaged. Random little aside tacked on to the end of that thing about my dad. And I'm going to have a little drink because I'm getting quite hoarse here. We're running back because look who's coming home for the first time. Well, we have got extra hearts, and obviously we need to fill those up. And let's see what I think you just. Or did I? Oh no, I unload first. That's right, as forever. And of course, as always, I managed to put everything in the wrong place and click the wrong buttons and do all my usual shenanigans. Shenanigans, a wonderful word, isn't it? You have tempering fluid and those parts. That's good. And then we've got to put the relic parts away, so we'll go and do that. And we've got a burrito to eat as well. Nom nom nom. I could just eat a burrito now. I've had my tea and everything, and I still could quite fancy a burrito. But yeah, so that doesn't go away, but we can obviously throw away our relic parts. And I can't remember whether I set them constructing. I think I do. There wasn't a huge amount from that particular run, and the next run I make, I don't even go after relics because I'm after a specific ore. Yeah, we're going to make that. Okay, there we go. See, going to have a jukebox. I might actually stick that in the house. It'd be good to have a jukebox. If I haven't got one already in there. What am I doing now? I can't remember. Oh, 10,000. I was just checking my cache. It's weird, this post-processing stuff. I don't know how other people do it. And she's made herself at home, look. She's slinking around. And we can just chat at this time. Still the same old line. So at that point, I'm going to go to bed. I presume. I think I do. Fairly certain I do. I'm kind of sat Oh, no, I was probably waffling about something. I think I was talking about wanting to change the way the house is laid out. But anyway, we sleep, get the night out of the way, and another morning arises. But this time, there's two people in our living room. There she is. She's having a sit down look. And then she gives me some food. And tells me to take a break once in a while. I don't break. Yeah, so we got the food. Oh, we got that painting to put on the wall. That was something we did. And I also... Oh, did I do it at this point? I honestly can't remember. Yeah, we put the painting on. Let's plastered that. Did we? Maybe. Painting. Finally. I knew it happened at some point. Oh, it's a big one. And it's a little ginger cat, just like our Ralphie. And at that point, we're off to do things. And we come out to, I think, another cutscene. Yeah. As well, hello sleepyhead, I have a message to deliver. Presley and your father are having a meeting at the Commons Guild and they want you to join. And with that, I bid you farewell. Could have sent a letter. Oh, somebody did. Django made too much again. He's always making too much of stuff. And sort my inventory. Check myself, and let's go do that thing. Oh, and yeah, bribe the cat. Cats always need bribing. It's the nature of cats. But obviously likes his fish, or her fish. I'm not sure, Pinky. I'm not sure whether Pinky's a her or a him cat. I mean, your tendency is to go with a her, with it being pink, but because pink was always the colour for boys up until the turn of the 20th century. Oh, and here we go. They're reminiscing. And you know, so they're reminiscing about your youth. There's a proposal for it, and I'm really looking forward to it. What is it? Let's have a build about. It's like a Build-A-Bear. It's a contest between builders to see who builds better. I know what it is, but why? Why not? I heard from Presley you're one of the best in Portia now. I want to see how good you are. So you visit me out of the blue in a long time, and this is how you wanted blah blah blah. I know you probably have a stomach full of hurt over me not being there for you, but being a builder is really the only thing your old man's good at, and I really want to make up some lost father-son time. Build about is a real strange way of showing it. Fine, I'm up for it. Well now, I'll be off to the official judge. Let's see, since you're both great builders, let's go for something exciting. Uh-oh. Ever since the Sky Sharks incident, the Alliance has been ordering many planes as possible. As you know, planes are some of the most sought-after commodities in the world, and the relics of various parts are very limited. So your build-about is to make an aeroplane. I have 2 diagrams available to use, but you'll need your own materials for the plane. Hope you can finish the plane as soon as possible. May the best builder win. I will. Are you going to use my workshop? I think I'll just borrow Higgins. Hope he doesn't mind. I hope he does. I think I'll need to speak with Arlo about where to find the jet engine, and Petra to figure out how to make the landing gear. Okay, I'll reach that decision quickly. So, off we go. And first stop has got to be, of course, the Science Institute, where we will meet Petra. And she's not overly happy about us building a plane. It's a tough object. Most of the planes in the Alliance are built in Vega 5 because everybody else lacks the tools and know-how. Blah, glad you always have the diagram. I still need help with the landing gear. Yeah, I'll need 5 data disks. I don't know why we just don't exchange the data disks now, because I've always got them on me. And there you go. She's already made some progress in the time it took me to go hear some data disks. Amazing. See, this is why they're such great scientists. But we need Arlo, and of course Arlo is down there. There's also something else going on down there, so because I didn't bring the Bobo, we will take the Didi. And here we are. So first step first, let's go and find Arlo, and then we'll go and see what that exclamation mark is. And Arlo is over to my right as I'm going. For some obscure reason, beating up crabs. I have no idea why he's beating up crabs. He is obviously enjoying himself. And he shows no sign of stopping. So my figuring is if I kill everything in the area, then he can't fight it. That didn't help, by the way. That actually didn't stop him. He just went and found other things to fight. So, and let's go. So everybody knows about this but me, of course. They already know about the things. But he sends me off to the oil source because he's got no idea where I'd find a jet engine. They haven't found Everglade yet. I think they've just gotten away. Okay. Still random messages about the pirate captain. I've got a sneaking suspicion that's not the last we've seen of her. But I could be wrong. I don't know why, but suddenly I felt the need to go and kill a few things. It happens. Don't know why it happened, but it does happen. But there is still this exclamation mark over here, and here is somebody new, Penny, who wants to know where the mayor's office is. So I've got a letter from there, so okay, and because I'm a good character, I take it. We're going to do an experiment. If I catch the DD, will she teleport? Find out. Well, actually, I already know the answer because obviously I've already played this, but you'll find out. And I'm going to have a drink while that. And yeah, she did. So now, all of a sudden, we've got a little statue of Peach, blah blah blah. Okay. Random, but all the same. And then we take her to the door. Now, all done. I've got some kind of firestone for it. So back to the oil source to ask about this jet engine. And yeah, there's not far to go, so we can just hammer in there quickly. And bang, all source. Looking for looking to start a war. Wars are bad. I don't like wars. I'm trying to build an airplane in competition. Oh, planes are cool. I've been on many planes, big and small. I don't like small planes. Are there any jet engines still around in the rooms around Portia? Yeah, several facilities manufacture jet engines around here. Have you seen the manufacturing plants? Do you still have that in the current age? I was built in a manufacturing plant. I swear the randomness of this AI is bizarre. There's a craft recipe in my memory data. Hey, here you are. Definitely not all there. And now we have a jet engine recipe. So, armed with all of that, we now have everything we need to actually move forward with the quest. And what we need is, well, we need to make the dragonfly, which is a little bit above my icon there. Found it. Well done, John. And that requires all sorts of carbon fibers, landing gears, smart consoles, jet engines, which actually is not that bad. You can see, if you look at this, you know, there's plenty of stuff in there. When you hover over, I didn't notice it at this point, but when you hover over the items, it tells you how many you actually own, which would have been so much more useful had I known it. And then we get titanium plates. And we've not done titanium plates at all. So we need to go and figure out how to do that. So off we go again. Back to the home. And I think we DD. Do I DD? I do DD. DD. Yeah, we'll DD back. And after a quick wiki, you can get titanium by mining in the Somber Marsh. So we go in, and it's listed as being a bluey grey mineral. So, fall down a hole. That's always a good start. And I must have found some because I know I have a little bit in stock. So my first thought is, oh, there's a blue, but no, that's manganese and magnesium. So none of those are any good. That's still all manganese. And I think actually looking back, I might have just run over a little patch because I know what it looks like now having gone in there. That's still thing. That's iron, which we knew. That's still the manganese, and suddenly I spot that one, and there it is. I would say it's kind of a pale purple colour, to be honest, rather than bluey grey, but maybe it's just because I'm very sensitive to the colour purple, you know, being a bit of a fan of purple. Just a smidge. Just a little smidge of a fan of the colour purple. So yeah, we basically going mining around for that, and there's a big cave, so we should be able to find it about. It's just spotting it, and I can't remember what. Don't know what. Is it magnesium? Or was it just dirt? I can't remember. Oh, there's some more in the ground. Look. What's on there? And lots of titanium, 4 days. But we have got a little bit of a material grind going on. There's stuff that I wasn't even aware that I needed in here, and I've not really noticed, I don't think, when we've even done this. So we hammered around, got a whole load of that. I'm not sure how long I continued in here yakking or waffling, but certainly for a while, yeah. And yeah, I mean, we weren't even faffing around with the scanner. Still, I don't know why I keep going back to that blue. I know by now that it's actually not what we're after, and yet I constantly keep going back to it, and I don't know why. But anyway, after a little bit of a mining trip, we head back, and we have got actually again going in the right way. There we go. We got a whole bunch of ores, including 575 titanium, whole lot of other bits and pieces, dirt, and I think I just chucked everything in. We did end up with a couple of parts to ancient thingy-mabobbies, and a snail shell that I completely missed. But, and with that, we can then go and have a look at making the titanium plates. But titanium plates require, we need 30 of them. And when you look at the actual recipe, which I hadn't spotted the first time, also uses crystals and sapphires, and I have a little panic attack, a little bit of a, oh my god, if I'd have known I needed that many crystals, I would have been going out getting them. But then I noticed that my crystal trees, all of these trees are actually ready, so we'll harvest that one. We've got some rubies and sapphires and crystals there, and the apple tree's ready, so we'll harvest that, because why not. And also that tree which gave us zeolite. I'm not really sure what the hell zeolite is. Check the fertilizer, because, you know, good farmers always keep their eye on the fertilizer. And then we start putting things away and sorting stuff out. We're grabbing that, and I think I'd go and put the relics away. Yes, we do. Find some spots, chuck that in. Find another spot, chuck that in. That's a mob drop, so that'll go into the right folder. Not folder, box. And that goes into stuff. But then we go and have a look at miscellaneous, and we start hunting around. And what I actually find is I've got a lot more of those than I thought I had. I've actually got 34 sapphires and a whole load of crystal, which if I stay on that screen for long enough, things. Here's another hard lesson learned. Yeah, it doesn't look at my inventory, it only looks at the inventory that's in the factory. So hard lesson learned there, but that's simple enough. We chuck those in, and that, and then we set that massive amount running, which is for 30 if I remember rightly. I don't know why I did it that way. It probably would have been quicker to type it. But there's 30. It's going to take a while. In fact, if we jump out and have a look, we'll see that each plate takes 2 hours and 18 minutes. So there's a bit of grind going on there, but we also have a look at the other elements that we need and start getting some of those going. So there's aluminium, I think, was one of the items. Let me just check the recipe. Aluminium plate 6. The carbon fibers we need. This hard aluminium. And this is where I noticed that the quantities are showing. So I own 18, I need more carbon fiber. You can see the quantities. I've got enough AI chips, for example. I have enough aluminium wire, I believe. I have enough of almost everything. And certainly the means to make most of these things. But the carbon fiber, it's actually going to be 45, isn't it? So definitely setting the aluminium plates going, because, you know, why wouldn't you? Which was 6. And yeah, we can get on with that one. But at that point, we are more or less there. It's mainly a grind getting these things together, and this is obviously what we're going to be concentrating on in the next episode. And yeah, I think at this point we're almost ready to wrap up. I think get told off. I think we get told that we need to. Do we get any? Oh no, she's tired. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so strange thing. The recording is mono in one ear, so hopefully that kind of balances out when I render it. If it doesn't, apologies. Best I could do with what I've got at short notice. But on that note, thanks for watching, guys, as ever, and until next time, bye for now.